Untouched No More. Previous episodes are available on playlist, a link is given in the video description. Episode 5. Chapter 32. I take as much of him as I can and wrap my hands around the rest, setting up a steady rhythm. His hands fall into my hair, fingers digging in just a little harder when I do something that feels good. "Christine," he says. "Stop. Please." "Why?" "Because if you keep going, I'm going to come." And he groans, and his fingers tense in my hair again. "And I want you when I do." I grin. "I'm not stopping you from doing that. You see, here at Club Deep we have a policy that a first-time blowjob can't end before someone comes." I don't give him the chance to respond. Instead I dive back down, taking absolutely everything I can. It doesn't take long. He's shaking before I even pull my mouth back, and I tease him with my tongue until he explodes. He cries out. He tastes like salt and man, and something I imagine is my own deep satisfaction. The look he gives me is priceless slack-jawed awe and pure desire. I wipe my mouth with the back of my hand, trying to look just as cheeky as I feel. "My turn," he says, lifting me up from my knees and straight into the air. He lays me on the table, and before I can even ask him what the plan is, there's a strap across my stomach and arms. It tightens, holding me in place, but not so tight that it hurts. Another strap goes above and across my hips. Straps for each thigh, calf, and ankle. When he's finished, the only thing I can move is my head, and barely. My heart rate spikes knowing there's absolutely no way to get out of this. I can't catch my breath. I pull against the restraints but they won't budge. I feel panic rising, and then Hudson is over me. "Christine, breathe." I do. The command seemingly forcing air into my lungs. "I'm fine. I'm fine. Maybe." His eyes run up and down me, like he's looking for something. Club Deep has a safe word. Do you know what that is? I take another breath, and the panic recedes with my breath. I say it and things stop. "That's right," he says. "It's red." "Say it for me." "Red." He nods. All of these rooms are wired with microphones and monitored by security. If you say it, everything stops. It will get picked up by security and there will be a monitor and security will be in this room in 10 seconds. "But," he smiles. "I hope that you feel safe enough with me that you won't want to use it." I nod. I don't think I've ever been tied up like this before. It's not a familiar sensation, and I'm not surprised that my first instinct was to panic. Does anything hurt? Doing a mental check of my body, I don't find anything. If it weren't unnerving not being able to move, it would almost feel cozy. "No," he smiles and strokes the side of my face. "Good. What's the safe word again?" "Red." He nods. "This is much tighter bondage than you'd have on this St. Andrew's cross. But like you said, the challenge there is being displayed in front of a lot of strangers. So this is a different kind of challenge. I think I prefer this." "Why?" I'm still a little breathless, but now it's more because he's walking around the table, his eyes on my body. "Because," he grins, "I can do whatever I like. I can touch you," he says, letting his hand smooth across my skin as he walks up next to my head. I smirk because I knew that him coming wouldn't be a problem. I could feed you, he says. I feel a gush of wetness between my legs. I wouldn't be able to stop him unless I said the safe word, and I wouldn't want to. It's hot. His hands never leave my skin as he circles the table, touching me as he pleases. Not to pleasure me, but like he said, to do whatever he likes. It's the weirdest sensation, like falling asleep while being wide awake. His hands are soothing, and I relax into the restraints. It suddenly feels like I've never been more comfortable. I close my eyes and enjoy the feeling of his fingers on my body, toying and caressing and tracing. The thing I like most about this table, he says, stopping at my feet, is that it moves. Grabbing the wood with my feet, he pulls my legs apart. He strapped my legs in individually, and they part just like he wants them to. I still can't move. Heat sears through me, and I know he sees how wet I am. I think you like this, he says. The smile on his face is wicked. Is there a policy for second-time visitors? Hudson laughs softly. There isn't, but maybe I should make one. First time is a minimum of 5. Is that what I said? So I suppose the second time would be a minimum of 3. He's going to do what he wants, and I can't change it. He's going to make me come as many times as he wants and I can't stop him. But maybe I'm wrong, he says, musing. Maybe it shouldn't be a lower number. After all, it's your second visit. You should be more used to it. Able to do more, right, Christine? Right. I can barely speak. I think 7 is a good number, everything lights up, and pleasure bursts through me like a wildfire. I can't move, I have nowhere to go, and I have no choice but to let the pleasure burn through me. That was 1, he says. Did you say 7? He grins. I did say that, didn't I? I don't think it's possible. I simply don't think that my body will be able to take that much pleasure in one night. I take that as a challenge, he says, and I realize that I said it out loud. Hudson. Christine. He feels just as good as I remember, and I want to pull him closer. I flex my hands, but the straps don't budge. It's followed by another sharp wave of arousal brought on by the knowledge of my helplessness, and the realization that I'm at Hudson's mercy. He can give me as much pleasure as he wants. I don't think these are wide enough. Hudson, were you serious about giving you? Yet. Why not? We have all night. Dragging his hips against mine and pulling back, I swear, what his body does to mine will never stop feeling perfect and amazing. And I know that I have hours ahead of me to enjoy it. There's a smile on my face. And just like that, Hudson and I fall into a rhythm and into each other. The days when I'm not in the club with him feel like they last forever, and the ones I am with him feel like a dream that I don't ever want to wake up from. A couple of weeks after Halloween, as I enter the club, I know I'm ready. I knew it when I woke up this morning, and I haven't changed my mind. Today is the day I will go on this St. Andrew's cross. And that's why when I see John at the door, I ask him to tell Hudson to meet me there. He raises an eyebrow at me. Special plans tonight, he asks. I guess you could say that. I flash him my best smile as I walk inside and check my coat. There are butterflies of anticipation in my tummy and just a little bit of nerves as I wait in the shadows by the little stage. I know that I want this, but I've never done anything like this in front of people before. I'm honestly not sure how it's going to feel. I hope I don't freak out. Hudson appears only a few minutes later. You're sure about this? He asks before he even kisses me. Yes. I am. I'm ready. I love watching the lust take over his face. He wants this as much as I do, and I wonder if this was on his list of original fantasies, though I'm not going to ask right now. Take off your clothes. It's the first test, and I do. I fold my clothes and put them on one of the shelves near the stage. I notice that the audience area around the stage has more people in it now. They've noticed that someone is getting ready and have come to watch. My heart rate ticks up, and I rub my hands together. I'm really doing this. We're really doing this. Hudson takes one of my wrists and wraps a leather cuff around it. He straps it on, running his thumb along my skin under the leather to make sure that it's not too tight. Then the other wrist and both my ankles. You're nervous, he says. It's not a question. A little, yet. He nods, letting a bit of a smile show. That's okay. What's the safe word? Red. Good. And I guess fair is fair, he says, staring to take off his own clothes. I can't help but laughing. Your employees are going to get an eyeful. I think they've seen all of us at some point or another. It would be almost strange not to in a club like this. Fair point. His clothes are gone, and he turns to me. You ready? Yeah. He walks onto the stage first, and I follow. The lights are brighter than I thought they'd be. I can barely see the people sitting down around us, but I still know they're there. I can feel their eyes on me. Hudson places his hand on my lower back. Face the wood and step up. The cross itself has a platform attached, and I step onto it. He takes hold of my left arm first, raising it above my head and drawing it to the side, attaching the cuff to the wood where the clip is. Then my other hand. Restrained like this, I'm starting to feel that same powerful arousal. Kneeling behind me, he takes my ankle and gently positions it out where it needs to be. I feel his lips on the back of my thigh as he restrains my other leg. And there it is. I'm strapped to a wooden cross in front of the entire club. A shudder runs through me. Hudson is close behind me and his words are at a volume that only I can hear. Do you like this? Yes. The thing I like about this, he says, is it gives me such interesting access. Oh. I say, even though I can barely breathe because I'm so turned on. His hand tangles in my hair and he pulls my head back and he kisses my neck, sending goosebumps across my skin. Yes. He lets me go and his hand drifts down my back, landing on my ass. And I jump. I can do this. His hand falls again and again, moving back and forth between each cheek, and the sting of his fingers is surprising and arousing. People are watching him, and I can't move to do anything. I feel myself grow even more wet. There are no seats left, he says. People are having to stand around and watch you. They're going to touch themselves while they watch me with you. They're going to wish it were them. They're going to see me as I lick you wherever I choose. His words, nothing but direct and honest, slice through me with unexpected heat. Lick me wherever he chooses. I cry out in surprise. I arch against the restraints, head back, but of course there's nowhere to go, and Hudson doesn't stop the way he's licking me. Sucking me. It's so new and different and alien. That combined with the fact that I know he's doing this for the show, and I almost come. It's too much. It's perfect. Hudson pulls back and stands. I'm so wet that he slides into the hilt, and my mouth falls open. I'm impaled by him, so full from this angle. I can't move, and I don't want to. I love this feeling of being trapped and free at the same time. I come immediately, my body shaking, and I know why that woman looks so radiant. This is everything. He doesn't stop, and I let myself go, falling into pleasure. It feels like my mind is in free fall even though I'm standing still. Every time Hudson enters me it feels better, until each bit of friction feels. I'm under the water in an ocean of pleasure and I don't want to surface. I don't know how long it is until I feel him come. It could be hours. And when he comes, I come with him again, though I haven't really stopped. And this time I think I do scream. How is it that each time with him is better than the last? I feel like I'm still floating, but Hudson releases me from the cross, and I'm being carried somewhere. He's cradling me and I like the feeling of being cared for and close. Are you all right? He asks. I'm perfect. The fog is lifting, but I can still feel that perfect floaty sensation. Almost like being high. We're definitely going to do that again. I can hear his chuckle vibrate through his chest. I look around and I don't recognize where we are. There are no other people, it's a cozy room. White furnishings and a fire, and Hudson is holding me on the couch. Where are we? I ask softly. My private room, he says. After that, I wanted some privacy. I snuggle closer to his chest, and I love this feeling. It's perfect. I don't remember a time when I've felt this content. You never really told me why you do this, I say. Why you run a club like this? I mean, you told me that you and your friends wanted somewhere like this, but that doesn't feel like the entire reason. Very perceptive of you. That's me, I sigh, still feeling a little high, perceptive Christine. He laughs softly. Well, I'll tell you. I grew up in a really small town. Me too. Everyone there kind of knew how their lives would turn out, and I didn't. I chose to go to college in California. Everybody was so different there, and away from home, I felt like a whole new person. I met my friends, the other owners there. And when you talk about being yourself, X is really at the center of that. X is a huge part of what makes you who you are. And we thought that everyone was too uptight about it, so we wanted a place where everyone could be who they wanted without judgment. That's really nice, I say softly. And thankfully my family was supportive of the whole thing. They pretend they don't know what kind of club I run, but they do. The whole town probably knows. It's maybe 6 hours from here. I look up at him. So you're the reason the club is in Phoenix and not somewhere in LA? Maybe a little, but we wanted somewhere that needed it and was also a tourist destination. LA has plenty of places where someone can find what they need. The fire is mesmerizing and so is the sound of his voice. I want him to keep talking. What did you want to do before this? I never really knew, to be honest. People wanted me to be some kind of athlete, and I was good at it. But I knew it wasn't the right place for me. This landed in my lap and I never looked back. I feel brave in this moment, like there's nothing between us and we know each other completely, even if we don't. Even if I can't ever really be myself with him. I want to share something with him. I want to open up because it feels right and powerful in this moment. Hudson, I'm glad I spilled my coffee on you. He smiles, and leans down to kiss me. I'm glad too. I would never have done something like this on my own. Being here with you makes me feel alive. I'm glad. We're silent for a second, and then, you said you grew up in a small town too. Yeah, I say, Aguila. About an hour and a half from here. They're exactly like what you said. But you're here. I'm here. Even if they don't want me to be. Artists aren't exactly the pride and joy of the town. That's enough. I don't want him finding out any more about who I really am. I couldn't take it if it ended because the real me doesn't live up to the woman I've made him think that I am in here. What kind of artist? He asks. I pull him down to kiss me, and I reach down and stroke him where he's still half hard. That depends, I say. What kind of artist do you want me to be right now? Hudson rolls me onto the couch and covers my body with his. How about an artist in pleasure? I can do that. A couple of weeks later, Hudson strokes his hand down my face as we lay together, sweaty and panting. You're beautiful. I blush at the compliment. I've never considered myself beautiful, and neither has anyone else. So I can't possibly believe that he really thinks that, even if he did say it the day we met. It's not me, it's this bold person I become when I'm here. Not the real Christine. It's the club Christine who takes matters into her own hands and dares to be wild. To let a man tie her up in front of a club full of people. But even if it isn't true, it's nice to hear. Thank you. You know, other than that you're an artist and you grew up in a small town, you've never told me anything about yourself, he says. You noticed. Why not? His voice isn't accusing, just curious. I shake my head. Why ruin it? His hand snags my hip and he pulls me closer. Give me something. What do you do for a living? I swallow, my mouth going dry. I work in a photography studio. And do you like doing that? I do, I say, nodding. Even though I prefer doing my own work. What do you photograph? I shift so I'm more full on my side, and touching him a little less. I've never been really comfortable talking about myself, and the way Hudson is looking at me as if it's the most interesting thing he's ever heard makes me nervous. I do environmental photography. Most people would call it landscapes, but it's not just landscapes. Alleys, parking lots, rooms, whatever. Why? Because you can tell a lot about a place from just looking. It's not just the people that make up a place. It has its own character. It influences you just as much as you influence it. His hand strokes from my shoulder to my elbow. I'd like to see some of your work sometime, if you'd let me. Maybe I can come to wherever you keep it. I look at him. You mean not here? He smiles that little smile that I love. Yet, as much as I like what we have going on here at the club, and I don't only want to see you here. Oh. Unless that's only what you want. His smile falters. My heart is suddenly pounding. If he sees me when I'm not in this environment, it won't be the same. He won't like me the same way. He'll see my small, boring life. He'll see how utterly average I am. He'll see everything that makes my family want me to come home and exist in their bubble. I love what we have too much to let him see that part of me. Because I don't want it to end, and if he sees me for what I really am, then it will. I'm not ready for that. Sensing that something is wrong, Hudson pulls me closer and presses a kiss to my hair. I like you, Christine. A lot. I don't want this to be limited to just X in my club. I want to take you on dates. I want to take you to the movies. I want you to take me with you when you photograph something. He pulls back and looks at me. I want to know more about you than your body. He hugs me close again, and I let him. I don't know what to say. I'm trapped between an intense desire to know him too, to want all of those things he just said, and the reality that those things can't ever happen. I'm not good enough, not glamorous enough for them. So instead I kiss him, and I let him kiss me back. He can interpret that kiss however he wants, but I'll know the truth. I close my eyes as he rolls over me and starts to move down my body. If this is the last time I can have with him, I might as well enjoy it. But how can I when every kiss he presses against my skin feels like a kiss goodbye? I don't usually fall asleep at the club, but I let myself this time. It felt too good to let him go. Especially since I know that I can't come back. It's better this way. We'll both be happier remembering the time we spent here together, instead of being unhappy with the clash our real lives will bring. Hudson is fast asleep beside me, and I have to move slowly, carefully, so I don't wake him. I gather my clothes, skimpy as they are, and put them on. Looking at the clock, it's close to 4 a.m. The club is still open, but barely. I'll be able to get my coat and keys. Though I suppose if the club was closed I could just get them myself. There's a strip of moonlight falling across Hudson's chest, and the way it contrasts with his skin is stark. Even though I just told him that I do landscapes, my fingers are itching for my camera. This is one portrait that I would want to take. So I try to memorize it as best I can, the dark stubble on his face and the way his hair is messy from sleep. The way the moon is shining across his skin, creating shadows I'd love to trace with my fingers. The way he's still stretched out, reaching for me even though I'm no longer there. I tear my eyes away from him because I can't risk him waking up and asking where I'm going. I can't. Because I don't know what I'd say. So I'll say nothing. He knows my name, and that I work in a photography studio. He might be able to find me if he really wanted to, but he won't. Because this will hurt. I know it will because the pain is already seeping into my chest. It gets bigger with every step I take. I collect my things from the coat check and head out to my car. It feels like there's a weight on my chest as I drive home, and it's practically crushing me by the time I climb into my own bed, not bothering to change my clothes. This time was amazing. I got to be somebody that doesn't exist. I'll always remember it that way. But it's not real. None of it was real. Better something preserved than broken forever. I curl up around myself, pressing my hands to my chest to ease the growing pressure there. It's better this way. The outfit I've chosen is nothing but straps. It barely covers the essentials and is super hot. Given the fun we've had with straps over the past month, I think Hudson will like it. John looks surprised when he sees me, talking into his radio before I've even made it all the way to the door. Upstairs, he says. In the private room. I nod. It's the room that I last saw him in. I have a feeling that Hudson and I will have some things to say to each other, and it's probably better if we don't say them in the club. He has every right to be angry. I basically disappeared. I hadn't planned on coming back. I think he knows that. The room is quiet and empty when I get there. I kept my coat with me this time. I think a dramatic reveal might be appropriate for this outfit. The door opens and Hudson comes in. He doesn't come to me. He's angry. I can see it in his face and the way he's holding himself, entirely tense. Hi, I say. Why are you here? That's not the question that I expected. I'm not sure. You disappeared. Not a word. You didn't answer my calls. After a month of seeing each other having sex with each other almost every single day, I can only think that you were trying to break it off. I was. The look on his face, the devastation, it hurts. Why? Because I thought it was better this way. I thought it was better if you didn't get to know me outside the club. I hold up a hand to stop him. I've figured some stuff out in the last day. Some stuff about myself and my family. That how I see myself might not be correct. And I realized that I wanted to come back. I wanted to be the person that I was here, that confident person that I was with you. I wanted to lose myself tonight. I shouldn't have come, but I didn't feel like I could stay away. Yes, you should have come. You should never have left, he says. I want you. All of you. Not just this. I'm not sure that I'm ready for that. But I am ready for you. I pull open the coat and drop it, and his eyes go wide at the lingerie I'm wearing. That's little more than nothing. I want to talk about this more, Christine. I take a step forward. We can talk about it more. After. His face hardens, and I see that familiar look of lust on his face. Fine. If I can't convince you that we should go further, I can show you why you should stay with me here. He tears off his clothes and I watch his perfect, glorious body appear. He scoops me up off the floor and tumbles me onto the bed, body coming down hard on top of me. The animal energy in him calls to me. I know that he'd never hurt me. All the same, we're rough with each other. I scrape my nails down his back, and his teeth dig into my shoulder as he touches me. He turns me onto my stomach, pushing my legs open with his knees, and I hear the familiar sound of foil. Hudson shoves in roughly, and I groan because I've missed the feeling of him inside me. His body pushes mine into the mattress. That's what it is, it's raw and powerful, and it shakes me. I'm wanting more. His hands are on my wrists holding me down, I can hear his voice in my ear. You can't get this anywhere else, and you love it. You love me, you're mine. And I love you. How could you just disappear like that, without even giving me a chance? His words disappear into what's almost a growl. The headboard is knocking against the wall, something wild and brutal and altogether different than anything I've felt before. I think that Hudson is deeper inside me than he's ever been before. I can feel him everywhere, every stroke and every part of my body. He's marking me, and I want it. He's grunting with the effort and I can't stop moaning, saying yes, and my voice rises with the tide of pleasure until I'm almost screaming. Hudson screams out my name. It's not just a wave, it's a cascade, a tsunami, it crushes me with the sheer size of the sensation. It's too big to hold, no person can have this much pleasure in their body at once. It's impossible. He collapses on top of me, and I'm pinned beneath his heat. I can't move, he's everywhere, around me and in me. Pulling out, he turns me over, kissing me hard. So hard I think it might bruise. If you're going to leave again, tell me. I'd rather know than wake up to an empty bed. I'm not leaving. His face is hard, like he doesn't believe me. That's fair. But I'm really not. If you're not leaving, then tell me what your plans for the weekend are. A wash of cold goes through my body. My mother and my sister. Even if I know that they've been wrong, that I've been wrong about myself, I'm still not ready to jump from this to domestic bliss. It's not you, I say. But I'm not quite ready. I feel safe here. I don't know if I'm ready for you to meet the real me. I like who I am here, and I couldn't take it if you didn't like me in the real world. Please, Christine. I don't care about that. I just want to know you. Let's just go slowly. He sighs, but his face isn't the hard and unyielding mask it was just a few minutes ago. All right. As long as you promise not to disappear. I promise, I say, moving my hand up to my chest. Cross my heart. Good. He kisses me hard again. Now I have 4 days without you to make up for. When you leave you may not be able to walk. I raise an eyebrow. Is that your promise? Absolutely. The familiar red pickup truck pulls up outside my house at exactly 10 o'clock. If there's one thing my mother is, it's punctual. In her mind, punctuality is as close to godliness as cleanliness is. Though I've never understood how she could manage it on long trips like this. I guess there are worse superpowers to have. I watch through the curtains as my sister hops down from the truck and my mother gets out from the driver's side. They give the house a good long look. It's the first time they've been here. I had an apartment last time. I'm only able to have a house like this because the owner is living in another country for a few years and wanted someone to keep living there. It's nice and is in the right price range. Over the past year or so I've really made it mine. It's become my safe space. Or it was, until I found Hudson and the club. But still, watching them approach my door makes my stomach sink and jaw clench. My realization of last night makes me want them in my home even less, but there's nothing that I can do about it. I take a step back as they approach the door, so they don't see me watching them, and I wait for the doorbell to ring. It does, and I give myself a second. I take a deep breath, paste a happy smile on my face, and open the door. "Hi." "Hey," my sister says, brushing past me as I stand aside. My mom gives me a smile and pulls me into a hug. "How are you, sweetie?" "I'm good. You guys have bags?" "They're in the truck. We'll grab them in a bit." She comes in and I close the door. Catherine is standing, surveying the main area of my small house, and my mother joins her. For the first time, I see it how they must see it. Small and cramped with not quite enough natural light. Cluttered with my photography things and posters of strange art that they don't understand. I can tell the smile on my mother's face is fake. "This is nice. I like it," I say, leading them into the living room. It's not a lie. I do. I push what I think their judgments might be out of my head. It doesn't matter what they think. "So, what's the plan for the fridge?" My mother nods. "New ice cream freezer for the store. Bigger than our last one. This one has sliding doors and everything." "That's great. They wouldn't deliver it to Aguila. God forbid a delivery person drives a little way." I clear my throat. "That's a 3-hour drive, Mom. They probably need him for other deliveries." She waves her hand like that doesn't matter. "It's bad business. If the fridge hadn't already arrived here, you better believe I would cancel." "When you say your company services the greater Phoenix area, you should actually service that area." "Okay." I press my lips together, knowing that me saying that has unreasonably high expectations for deliveries isn't going to get me anywhere. "So what's the plan for the fridge?" Catherine leans forward and rests her elbows on her knees. "We can pick it up in a couple of hours and then we can do whatever." "Whatever?" "Yeah," my mom says chirpily. "I thought we'd just hang out with you, do what you're doing." "Okay," I say slowly. She nods, even though I can tell it's overly enthusiastic. She's trying my mom, even if she doesn't agree. "What would you be doing if we weren't here?" "I'd probably be out taking pictures." "Let's do that then." I give her a look. "You want to come with me?" "It's not going to be interesting for you." "Don't be silly," she waves her hand again. "I'll be with you. And if it's important to you, I'm sure that it will be interesting." "Why, oh, why, didn't I just lie and say that I'd be going to the park? Or the mall? Or anything that doesn't end with my mom and my sister somewhere in Phoenix while I'm trying to take pictures?" "Okay. We'll go when you get back from picking up the fridge." I resist the urge to slam the door behind me as I close it. My mom and Catherine are already in the living room, but I don't stop. I head to my room and put down the equipment that I'm carrying. It was a disaster. A total, huge, all-encompassing disaster. We went to this location that I'd mapped out about a month ago, a beautiful broken-down fountain. I'm going to have to go back because it's beautiful, and once I get the perfect frame and turn it black and white, I think it will be one of the best images I've ever gotten. But I'll have to go back. I set up the camera and Mom tried to ask questions and I tried to answer them. But my photo shoots are usually just me and my camera in an empty space, and me moving the camera a hair this way or that, or trying a different angle? Mom asked if a model was going to show up more than once. And by the time an hour had passed, I could feel both her and Catherine simmering with frustration. So I stopped, and now we're back here. I should have insisted we do anything else. I take a breath, trying to calm myself, and head back to the living room, leaning against the doorway. Do you guys want something to eat? What do you have? Catherine asks. I have stuff to make chicken and pasta. We can order takeout. It's up to you guys. Maybe we can watch a movie or something. My mom stands and crosses to the kitchen. I can cook something. You don't have to do that, Mama. It's fine, she says, a tired smile on her face. I'm happy to. My mother always does like to be productive. She probably is actually happy to do it after an hour of doing what she views as nothing. So why have you been dodging my calls? Catherine says, looking up from her phone. Trust my sister to bring up something like this. Because I didn't want to be set up on any more surprise dates. Whatever, she says. That was for your own good. And seeing what I just saw, I don't see that you've been too busy to pick up the phone. That's because she usually called in the early evening and I was already on my way to the club and my phone was off. I shrug. Besides, what makes you think I have been busy? Well, I've wanted to finish telling you about what Keith said about you. Especially after you stood him up. Catherine, I snap. I don't talk about what Keith said. Her eyes widen, and behind me my mother gasps. Christine, watch your language. I roll my eyes. Mama, you and I both know that Daddy says that and worse every day. Your father is a man. Ladies should have a more distinguished tongue. I fight the urge to roll my eyes again. Fine. I don't care what Keith said. Why not? Christine says, he's such a nice guy. I give her a look. He is not a nice guy. He is, frankly. Why you set me up with him in the first place is beyond me. She scoffs. You could do a lot worse than him. I could do a lot better, too. Trust me. Christine's eyes narrow. I wondered about that. Suddenly you're not answering your phone and you're too good to date Keith. You're seeing someone. My heart plummets. If they find out about Hudson, they'll never let me hear the end of it. He is the epitome of a city man, and to them, that's the worst sin imaginable. Honestly, me not wanting to date a man who basically bullied me in high school has nothing to do with me seeing someone. She turns her head to the side, considering. You didn't say you weren't though. I didn't say I was, Catherine. And even if I was, it's none of your business. I'm your sister, she says, thoroughly appalled. I shake my head. Why do you even care? Who I may or may not be with doesn't affect you. She's just worried about you, sweetie, my mom says from the kitchen. We all are. There's a sinking feeling in my gut, and I'm dreading what's coming, but maybe if I pretend I don't know what's about to happen they'll go easy on me. You don't have anything to worry about, I say, gesturing around to my house. I'm fine. She pauses, stirring the pot of pasta that she's put on the stove. You are not fine. I cross my arms, preparing for the blow. And what makes you say that? The look on her face tells me that it should be obvious. You live in a tiny house that has no room, you apparently don't have a boyfriend, and for fun, you stand out in the hot sun and take pictures of nothing. I was taking pictures of the fountain, Mama. Yeah, a broken concrete fountain that doesn't work. In an abandoned shopping complex. I walk over to the couch and sit down. I'm an environmental photographer. Just because you don't appreciate it doesn't mean it's not valuable. Have you ever heard of Ansel Adams? She huffs a sigh. Your father and I just don't understand. Why would you choose this? Why would you choose being alone in a city full of strangers instead of being at home with your family? Why would you choose something that is going to assure you're alone for the rest of your life? Wait a minute, I stand back up. You think that because I've chosen to become a photographer I'm going to be single for the rest of my life? This isn't what men want, she spits. They want women who love their families and can take care of a good home and have pets and be there when they get home. And so what? My anger breaks open and my voice rises. You know, I don't care. I've spent so much time thinking that I was boring and average because of all of you. That's all you ever told me I was. You told me I should stay home, never go anywhere, and never try anything unique or adventurous. I followed your advice, and still, absolutely nothing I do makes you happy. Guess what? I just made a new discovery. It's my life. I'm happy in my small house with no pets. I'm happy working in a photography studio and practicing my art. God forbid someone in the family be an artist. What I do, and what I want, have value, Mama. I'm sorry you can't see that, but I'm done letting you tell me that my life isn't good enough just because it's not the same as your life. She stares at me like I've turned into a talking fish. I have no idea what she's going to say next. I know she'll have an answer. There's not a time in my life when my mother hasn't had a response to something that was said. There's a knock at the door and I startle. It might be one of the neighbors. Maybe they heard me yelling and are checking to make sure everything is okay. Saved by the knock, I mutter under my breath. I open the door, putting a mental wall up to make sure I can deflect any well-meaning attempts to make sure we're not murdering each other in here. But it's not a neighbor. It's Hudson. Hudson is here. He's standing in a bright blue button-down that makes his eyes stand out even more by contrast, and he's holding what might be the biggest bouquet of roses that I've ever seen. I don't realize that my jaw has dropped open until I try to speak. What are you doing here? I'm absurdly glad to see him. Even after everything I told him about not being ready, his face is the most comforting thing in the world right now. I wanted to prove to you that I want more than what we have right now. That I don't care who you are outside the club. He says that last part very quietly. But I heard yelling. Are you all right? I push the roses aside and wrap my arms around him. He's surprised, but he hugs me back. I'm so glad you're here right now. Are you all right? He asks again. My mother and my sister are here, I say softly. I haven't told you anything about my family, but to say that we don't get along might be an understatement. Hudson smiles. I'd still like to meet them. It's your funeral, I say as I step back and take his hand to pull him into the house. Catherine is standing in the hallway, gaping. I don't know how to introduce Hudson. We've never really defined the terms. Boyfriend feels too simple, and yet if I introduce him as my lover, my mother will have even more of a fit. But Hudson takes care of it for me. He reaches out and shakes Catherine's hand. I'm Hudson Carlyle. It's nice to meet you. My mother steps out of the kitchen, and the height difference is comical. She's even shorter than me. And you must be Mrs. Everett. I am, she says coldly. Who are you? Even though he's just introduced himself. He gives her a dazzling smile. I'm dating your daughter. Catherine gives me a look. I knew it. My mother is still frowning. It's nice to meet you, Hudson. Unfortunately, you've come at a bad time. We were just having a serious discussion with Christine about her future, so I think it's best if you come back another time. Mama, I say. This is my house. You can't ask people to leave. Hudson, I don't want you going anywhere. Yes, ma'am. He winks at me, but I can see the worry in his eyes, the disapproval at the way they're treating me. Anything you were going to say to me, you can say in front of him. She sniffs, offended. The only thing worse than her daughter having such a terrible life would be discussing our dirty laundry in front of strangers. No, thank you. Well, in that case, I say, you guys should probably get going. If you leave now, you'll get home in time for a late dinner. Hudson, their bags are in the guest room, will you help with them? Of course. He sets the roses on the table in the kitchen and sets off into the house as if he's been here a million times and knows exactly where the guest room is. Mom's face is bright red. You're kicking us out. I'm shortening your stay. You don't approve of me or my life here, and I'm an adult. I don't have to host hostile people in my house. I love you, Mama. Your family. But I want you to think long and hard about what I said, and why you never think anything I do is all right. After you think about that for a while, then we'll talk. Hudson comes out from the back hallway with their bags. You have a lovely daughter, Mrs. Everett. She's done really well for herself here, and I look forward to seeing her photography all over Phoenix. What are you talking about? She says sharply. He looks at me like he's shocked. You didn't tell her. I shake my head no, even though I don't have any idea what he's talking about. He clears his throat. I'm a business owner, and I'm also friends with one of the premier commercial architects in Phoenix. We're talking with him, and there's a possibility that Christine might be his go-to photographer for art in his new buildings. My mother at least has the grace to look surprised. And for just a second, she even looks pleased. Well, that's very nice. You're right, it is, he says, as I open the door for him. Out by the car he shakes her hand since she wouldn't let him do it when he first arrived. I hope that I can get to know you more in the future. She doesn't say anything. It's because she doesn't lie, and she's not sure she wants to get to know him better. Hudson wraps his arms around me from behind while we watch them drive away, sour looks on their faces. Thank you, I say. Smother them with kindness, he says. I practically snort. They won't appreciate it. Maybe not, but it could be good in the future if they don't already hate me. I lead him back into the house. Well, this is home. I know it's small. He shrugs. Is that what they said? I think it's a fine size house. Especially since you live alone. Were you ever to live with someone else, it might get a little bit cramped. True. Sitting down on my couch, he grins. I like it. Wait a second, I say. How did you get my address? Hudson's grin turns a little sheepish. I looked up your billing address from the Halloween ticket. Sneaky, I roll my eyes. I could be really mad at you, you know. For invading my privacy like that. Are you mad? It's a genuine question. He's not smiling anymore. I walk over to him and straddle his lap, pressing my lips to his. No, I'm not mad. You showed up at the perfect time. I didn't know how else to show you I was serious. His arms pull me closer. I knew there wasn't anything I could say that would convince you that I don't care about who we are in the club. It's fun, but I want you. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Especially because I'm falling in love with you. My breath stills in my chest. The words don't seem scary when he says them. They seem natural and perfect, and of course that's what I've been feeling. How could I not? I love you too. His lips crash onto mine, and he squeezes me tight so that our bodies are entirely aligned. We're so close that I can feel how hard he is and what he wants. The bed is more comfortable. Which bed? Yours or the guest room? I laugh against his lips. I don't care, just take me to a bed. He picks me up and carries me to my room, laying me out and following me down. I can't seem to stop kissing him. This was one of my fantasies too, you know. Being in my bed. No, he shakes his head. Telling you I love you, and having you say it back. The smile on my face is so wide that it hurts. Say it again. I love you. I love you too. 1 year later, the crowd of people that have showed up here is insane and daunting. I'm not sure how Hudson did it. There's no way this many people are here because they're fans of my work. I glance towards the entrance of the gallery where still more people are coming in. What Hudson told my mother was true, he did talk to his friend the architect, and now my photographs are in most of the new corporate buildings in Phoenix. But tonight, this is my first solo exhibition. Not the photos I gave to the buildings, but the ones that I truly love. The ones I hung onto because they were truly special to me. I even went back to that fountain. With Hudson. It's the only photo in the entire gallery that has a person in it. He was taking a look at the fountain and the way the light was hitting his face was perfect, and I just snapped the shot. My lucky shot of a lifetime. It's the only photograph I've taken that my mother likes. She's not here, she still doesn't like what I'm doing with my life. But I can see her trying, and things are getting better. Slowly. Partly it's because she likes Hudson more than she likes me. His smother with kindness defense has worked better than I'd ever hoped. Speaking of Hudson, I see him weaving through the crowd towards me. He's taller than everyone else, so he's easy to spot. He hands me a glass of champagne. I got your favorite. I take a sip and my eyes go wide. It's the champagne from our first night together at the Halloween party. Thank you. This is delicious. We've had it again only a handful of times since then, and every time it manages to be a special and amazing night. Even though I shouldn't, I'm choosing to see this as a good omen. Hey, come with me for a second, Hudson says. We've got a few minutes before you have to give your little speech. Right. My speech. I really don't want to give a speech, but I need to thank everyone for coming. Hopefully I don't throw up in the process. Hudson leads me out into a garden right outside the gallery. It's almost dark, and the heat is dropping quickly the way it does in the fall. Our shoes crunch in the rocks of the garden. Do you know what today is? He asks. Other than the gallery launch? He laughs. Yeah, other than that. I try to think and come up with nothing. I'm sorry, my brain is fried. I can't think of anything. A hand slides around my waist and pulls us together so we're pressed front to front. Today is the anniversary of the coffee incident. Is it really? I gasp. I'm so sorry I didn't remember. As long as you remember it in the future, he says, voice filled with mock admonishment. But even if you don't, I'm never going to forget the day I met the love of my life. It feels like everything goes quiet, like it's just the two of us in the whole world, the way it always does when he talks like this. I love it. Which is why, he says, I thought it was the perfect day to give you this. Give me what? Just something I've been saving for a while. I can't think of a better time. I suddenly feel vertigo because he lets go of me and it feels like he's falling. But he's not falling, he's kneeling. Oh my God! Christine Everett! I will forever be grateful to the universe that you spilled coffee on my shirt. I love everything about you, and I always will, and I don't want to go any longer without knowing I'll be by your side forever. Will you marry me? Tears spill over my eyes and it's hard to find my voice. Yes, of course I will. Hudson places the ring he's holding on my finger, and then he's standing again and he's kissing me and it's the best kiss ever. I love you, he says in between kisses. And he keeps saying it. Keeps saying it even as he lifts me up and presses me against the wall of the gallery, a window just to our right. His hands raise the hem of the dress I'm wearing, and I hear a zipper. I need to be inside you right now, he says. Yes. I don't care that we're feet away from the people that are there to see me as an artist. I'm getting married and I want my fiancé to pleasure me like he never has before. God, I'll never get tired of the way we fit together. Every time he pushes himself inside me it feels like we were meant to be that way. I love it. I bite my lip to keep from crying out, this angle allowing Hudson to thrust against the spot where I need it most, and I'm already moaning. His breathing is hard too, and I know we're both too caught up to last long. Miss Everett. The voice of the gallery director calls out into the darkness. I whisper. They must be ready for me. I don't care. Hudson increases his speed, and I know him. He isn't going to stop until I come. He's grunting with the effort, and through the sudden blaze of pleasure I hear the director call my name again. God, I'm so close. She's going to hear me come. Hudson crushes my lips with his just as he plunges deep. It's the last spark I need, and I go over the edge, shaking in his arms. He's coming too, I can feel the warmth spreading. It feels like hours until I come up breathing again, completely wrecked from all the sensation. Hudson lets me down slowly, and I'm glad that I wore a long dress because his cum is now running down my legs and into the rocks. The director calls again. Over here, I answer back. She peeks around the corner and spots us in the dark. We're ready for you. I'll be there in just a second. I watch her nod and head back inside before turning and playfully punching Hudson in the arm. She almost caught us. I know, he grins. You're lucky I love you. He catches me around the waist again. I love you too. His voice is serious. Now let's go and make your speech and wine and dine these people so I can take you home and pleasure my fiancé all night. All night? I ask him as we walk back inside. You better believe it, he says. You can challenge me, if you like. I roll my eyes. He loves his challenges. I think you do that enough all on your own. The gallery director spots us and waves us over to the low dais where I'm supposed to make my speech. Oh man, I'm going to feel sick. There's a tray of champagne nearby, and Hudson grabs 2 glasses and hands one to me. Everyone, can I have your attention, he calls. In just a second, this lovely lady is going to thank you for coming, but I wanted to say first that I'm the happiest man in the world because she just agreed to become my wife. There are cheers and applause and I find myself blushing. He doesn't stop though. So please join me in raising your glass to my new fiancée, Christine Everett. One of the best people I know and a rising star on the photography scene. Everyone in the room raises their glasses, including Hudson, but he doesn't drink. He presses a soft kiss to my lips, to the cheers of the crowd. Knock 'em dead, he says. I love you. Thank you, I whisper. I love you too. I look out over the crowd and take a breath, not afraid anymore. The end.